President Trump is set to announce a $12 billion farm aid package today. The White House says the money will help farmers who have struggled to sell crops amid rising costs. That struggle comes as Trump's tariffs on China have sparked a broader trade war. Farmers have been strong political supporters of Trump, but his trade policies have hurt the agricultural sector. The aid package is the administration's latest effort to address voter concerns about rising costs. Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George joins us now live from Capitol Hill. All right, Joe, let's just talk about first that news that the president's looking to lend a hand to struggling farmers. What do we know about this?
Well, this is a big deal. If you live in rural America, if you're in the agriculture sector, this is potentially massive news because it's been, by many metrics, a difficult year for the agriculture industry. And this announcement from the White House is almost an acknowledgement that the tariff policies did have a negative impact, an adverse impact on the agriculture sector, right? We don't hear a lot of admitting of that from the White House. You often hear about how great tariffs have been for the economy, how much money they're coming in, but this is an acknowledgement that this has hit America's farmers, particularly soybean farmers, especially hard. Let's dissect that a little bit. What did China do in response to the trade war throughout much of 2025? They basically boycotted American soybeans. And that was a massive problem for soybean farmers in the country because that's where the vast majority of exports that leave the U.S. travel. China's the #1 soybean buyer of American soybeans typically in a calendar year, and they basically shut it all off because of the ongoing trade war. That resulted in major frustration for soybean farmers. I interviewed one soybean farmer earlier this year for a story we did who said that there were just in storage soybeans with no buyers picking them up. Now there was that announcement, if you recall, between the U.S. and China a few weeks back, helped smooth over tensions, in which China has agreed to start buying soybeans again, but at last check, it's not like they have gotten to the level of 100% of what they're usually buying. It's 20% or so. So this is a massive acknowledgement. I just want to share some facts when it comes to the harvest this year. The crop prices have remained low after harvesting the largest crop on record this fall. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. Farm bankruptcies rose by as much as 60% in the first half of this year compared to 2024. So for farmers, this is welcome news. And we should note, right, this is a voting block of President Trump. If you go and look and dissect the data, President Trump did really well in rural America and agriculture communities. So this is helping out a core constituency of his. We'll wait more from the details. The president's expected to do a roundtable this afternoon, a little bit later today at the White House. We'll learn more about the mechanics of this then. But big news for the agriculture community this morning.